Scents can absolutely make your mouth water, and that's what this is. If you have had Jimmy the Baker's sticky buns, or as we would call them as I was growing up, caramel rolls, you know, or you can call them whatever you want, but they are covered in caramel. But these, if you've had them, we would love to hear from you. Our storyline is 1-800-395-1601. Call and talk to Jimmy and me and to Mary D. Because here's the thing. Look at this. I mean, I don't even know which one I would choose. The only difference between these two is one has nuts and one doesn't. But look at how gorgeous these are. If you love nuts, you've got a caramel roll covered in nuts and caramel and the most beautiful dough that is used for these rolls. Now, if you don't like nuts, look at this. You take this beautiful caramel roll that you see right here, or sticky buns, however you want to call it, but I'm telling you that when we see that, we know what's coming. We know it's so good. Here's the thing. You're going to get 12. So you can choose 12 with the nuts or 12 without the nuts. Or you can actually do a combo, which will give you 6 with the nuts and 6 without the nuts. So you can do that any way you want. The thing is you might say, well, I don't see the nuts on top of these here because they're underneath. Oh, that's right. And so you put this in the microwave for 30 seconds. And then when you take it out, it's like an upside down cake. Tip it up and watch the caramel and the nuts just ooze out of that. I'm telling you, that's what happens when you make these. And then all of a sudden, people start walking in the back door. You don't even know who they are, and they start coming in because they smell that caramel. Jimmy Tanico, it's always such a pleasure to have you here. And of course, you won Best Breakfast Food 2 years in a row for our Customer Choice Food Awards. You know what? Best breakfast food, lunch, dinner, snacks, midnight, doesn't matter. This is the kind of snack I'll eat any time of the day.
I was very, very flattered at those all those nominations and winning that too as well. Yeah. But as you see, here's the secret right here. It all begins and ends with this dough. And it's just like the cinnamon rolls. What I always say is the big guys, they make the dough in the morning. At the end of the day, cinnamon rolls or sticky buns get shipped out the door. We don't. We make this dough today and we don't touch it for 24, sometimes 48 hours. And why do we do that? Because in the real old days, when the baker got into his shop on a Monday, he made his dough and it sat there and it fermented and it did a very slow dance between the sugar and the butter and the flour, and a nice slow rise gives you that fluffy cake texture that you see right there.
Yeah. And then how about, you're right. And here's the other thing I should mention before we go any farther. It comes individually wrapped, but it also comes in its own little cup, baking cup. Why do you do that?
Well, for a very good reason. It makes, first of all, the baking cup doesn't conduct heat very well, and that sounds kind of counterintuitive, but I don't want a seared edge. I want every cut to be like the center cut. So there's no fried or blackened edge or the dry outer edge. That's number one. Number two, it enables me to capture all of that caramel into a specific area. So when you invert this, you put it in the microwave for a solid 30 seconds, 40 seconds, and remove the cover, you're going to get the caramel spilling down over the bun. Like a true sticky bun, you put the caramel on the bottom of the pan, you put the nuts, and then you put the bun on top, and then flip the pan. You're gonna flip the paper container over and just remove the bun real carefully.
I'll show you. Here it goes.
Oh, here's the
You
reveal.
might think it's magic.
Here's the reveal.
Are you ready?
I feel like I need a drum kit.
Okay, here we go. Look at this.
There you go.
You see?
Nice. Very
That's
nice.
where the nuts, that's where the caramel is. You can order all 12 with the nuts or all 12 without the nuts or get the combo. Some people like nuts and some people don't.
I'm just going to
And
take this
so-
off your hands.
Oh, please.
You know, the Schnecken
Yes.
beckons.
Here's a clean fork, my dear.
Thank you. Aren't you
There go.
sweet? Thank you.
These are so amazingly good. And you know what, Jimmy? You've got to tell everybody how fresh they stay because they're individually packaged.
Well, when you get them, they're individually wrapped, so you can freeze all of them. That's number one. Once you receive them, put them all in the freezer. That's number
Yeah.
one. Two is you could always keep 1 or 2 in the refrigerator. They stay really well in the refrigerator. You're going to take them out just like anything that you want to microwave. You want to let it get to room temperature if you can. If you're not in a rush, let it get to room temperature, and then just zap it and go for it. Great gifts, by the way. This is the Bill 2 ship
This
are running
is-
neck and neck with the cinnamon roll.
Without a doubt, because seriously, this is something so few people really make. And then to be able to have it that tastes so fresh every single time you make one.
What was it called
Right.
when you were growing up?
We called them cinnamon or caramel rolls.
Caramel roll. In
Caramel
Germany,
roll.
it is
Caramel
called Schnecken. In
Schnecken.
Germany, we call it Schnecken.
I like that even better.
Isn't that fun?
Schnecken sticky buns.
That's right, Schnecken.
Guten Tag, guten Tag.
Guten Tag, Jimmy.
That's right.
Hoffentlich geschmeckt gut.
I don't know what all you said, but it's a good thing I probably don't know. Jimmy, gotta go. Thank you, my dear. Guten Tag.
Thank you.
Schmecken,
Later.
whatever it is.
Happy to see you. Bye-bye.
You're so fun.
You better talk. My
You are
mouth's
so.
full.
You know what? As it should be, because this has been a huge celebration. We have to wrap up. This has